Let's talk about curiosity. Curiosity is really just wanting to know more about something. When you're curious about something, you process it more deeply. Take a moment and think about something that you're curious about and spent time learning about. What processes did you go through? How long did you take to research? What did you do to learn about it? Now think about maybe a topic that you covered in school or somewhere else that you just really weren't that interested in. Did you have the same kind of passion? Did you have the same kind of interest? Did you spend the same amount of time trying to deeply research and find an answer? The answer is probably not. And that's because we tend to be curious about things that are more interesting or engaging to us. Think about the following statements in the context of what you've experienced in the last week or so. I got so absorbed in learning something that I lost track of time. I talked to someone who had a different viewpoint or changed my mind about something. When I was stumped on a question or a problem, I couldn't rest until I figured it out. I explored a completely new thing just for fun. How true are those statements within the last week for you? Curiosity is a skill that we can develop and improve. Being more curious about the world can make you more well-rounded and make things more diverse and interesting because you are more accepting and want to know more about the things that are going on around you. Let's talk about how we can use curiosity to maybe improve our swimming performance or just in general getting better. Throughout my career as a swimmer and then as a coach, curiosity has contributed to getting me to where I am. I was always curious about how things worked in swimming, curious about what's the best techniques, what's the best training style, what's the best way to practice. I always just wanted to know more and more, and wanted to know as much as possible that I could about the sport. And I researched, I read books, and I talked to people who'd been in the sport longer than me, and I conferred with my coaches and other coaches. And it really kind of shaped how I view swimming now and what I view to be the important parts of swimming and how we can make swimming hopefully better. And that kind of makes me think that curiosity is actually one of the most important skills that we can have in our toolkit to work on improving performance, because curiosity, like we talked about earlier, makes you more deeply invested in what you're trying to explore, in what you're trying to figure out. You are seeking out the answers instead of waiting for the answers to come to you. And I want us to take a more curious approach and really use our curiosity to learn about swimming when we come back to training, or even right now, right? Be curious about things. Go and try and find the answer and see if that curiosity leads you to figure out how to be better at swimming, how to be better at eating, how to be better at sleeping, how to be better at stretching, how to be better at all of these things that we need to do that kind of make the whole package of getting better at swimming. So I want you to try this weekend. Think of something swimming related that you always want to know more about. It can be anything. It could be technique, it could be training, anything related to swimming or getting better at swimming. What's that question that you always had in the back of your mind, or just something that you're curious to know more about? And then just spend some time researching it. See if you can figure out the answer for yourself. See if you can maybe make your own conclusions and find the answer to that burning question. And then it'd be awesome, I think, that if you shared the question that you posed, the thing that you're curious about, and what you found with your coach, and your coach might have some perspectives too. And if you still can't find anything, or maybe you need help getting off to the right foot, where to start looking, what are the best places to look for answers about swimming questions, absolutely get in touch with your coach, and they can guide you in the right direction. So let's try being a little more curious this weekend.